the great serpent goddess, all-powerful snake mother. Bring out this sacrifice. No! Birth, Brother Sumuru! Your brother.
The movie begins with two astronauts on a mission to seek out the last fertile members of the human race and relocate them after humanity suffered from a deadly virus that left all women barren. They locate a planet called Antares, plunging through its atmosphere and eventually crashing on the habitable planet. Adam and Jake survive the crash and help each other out of the spaceship, which is seen in flames as they come out of it. Jake is injured with a piece of iron stuck in his shoulder. Adam injects him with a shot of morphine, then pulls the object out. While tending to Jake's injury, they hear a dog barking at a distance. Adam goes off to locate the animal. He wanders through several rocks until he spots a boy named Will and his dog. Will takes off running into a rock, emerging at another area, stating while running that the snake girls will catch Adam instead of them. Unfortunately, Will runs into the snake girls and his dog escapes. He panics at first, then points his knife but gets knocked out and taken away. Adam, on the other hand, continues searching for Will, but is only able to find his little knife. All of a sudden, an earthquake grips the area. Adam immediately communicates with Jake to ensure his safety, after which he finds a dome-like structure, then runs into it. On arriving inside the dome, he sees a bunch of snake worshippers with their snake leader, Taxon, a lady worshipped as much as their actual goddess, a giant snake seen coming out of a dark pit. Adam cannot believe his eyes. Taxon acknowledges the beautiful Sumuru as queen of planet Antares, noting that their serpent goddess has returned the sun to their skies. Sumuru thanks the serpent for the sun, then Taxon instructs the guards to bring in the sacrifice for the serpent to feed. Will is escorted into the temple completely robed for this purpose. When his face is uncovered, his sister Dove screams out saying, "It's my brother." She charges at the guards and takes them out. Dove happens to be Queen Sumuru's personal guard. She engages another guard, knocking her close enough for the serpent to devour right in front of everyone, after which it goes back into the pit. Dove is immediately surrounded and is to be executed when Sumuru intervenes, stating that Dove killed in self-defense. There is an obvious opposition between Taxon and Sumuru on superiority, with Sumuru stating that Taxon may be goddess in the temple, but she is the queen of the entire planet of Antares. Jake radios Adam, exposing his presence accidentally. He fires a warning shot and escapes before they can get to him. Will takes off while Taxon requests for Adam to be brought to her alive. Will runs out of the temple with Adam after him, along with the snake worshippers. The ladies open fire at them, causing the boys to take cover, while Adam retaliates, firing an explosive shot at them. They meet up with Jake, and while holding the ladies off, Adam is shot with an arrow. He eventually escapes into the spaceship. Slowly losing consciousness, Will identifies that Adam was shot with a snake venom. The women surround the spaceship, asking them to surrender. Sumuru arrives the scene asking them to stand down, but the platoon leader states that they only take orders from Taxon. Sumuru claims the men as her prisoners and asks Taxon's guards to leave the area. She descends into the spaceship and uses a sharp object from her hair to pierce and draw out the venom of the snake. She tells Dove to mount a guard on the starship, clean Jake up, and prepare Adam for questioning. Will steps outside again, looking for his dog, but runs into his sister instead. She cautions him for roaming into the temple's perimeter and advises him to stay away from the temple guards. Will complains that he hardly sees her ever since she became Sumuru's guard. Dove assures him that it's for his own protection, then promises to make it up to him. Adam wakes up to see himself on a bed as Jake is brought in. He suggests that since the women speak their language, their fate would be either to be given to the colonist or brought in close contact with them. Will finds the astronauts, and while the men deliberate on their situation and chances of finishing their mission, another earthquake occurs, after which Jake confirms that the planet is being torn apart. Dove comes in to inform them that after Sumuru bathes, she would like to interrogate Adam alone. A short while later, Adam is taken to see Sumuru, who is still having her bath when he steps in. Adam stares at her the much he can until she eventually covers up. She takes his gun and fires a shot, then asks everyone to leave the room. The interrogation begins with Sumuru asking for his name, planet of origin, and more importantly, what they are doing on her planet. Adam believes that her people came from Earth thousands of years ago. She states that they have no historical records for the past 300 years, so it's difficult to argue with Adam on this. He uses his watch to emit a holographic projection which she sees as magic. He uses the projection to explain how colonization of planets began, and how contacts between colonies stopped due to a war that caused people who survived to use 200 years to rebuild civilization. He tells Sumuru that they have been out of touch with civilization for 9 centuries. She asks what he wants from them now, and Adam states that they have come to help her people by rescuing and relocating them far away from their dying planet, which is obviously unstable. Sumuru reveals that at some point the people got so scared of earthquakes that they turned to religion for an answer, which brought about the snake worshippers. Adam observes that it seems to be a lot more than political animosity between Taxon and Sumuru. She states that Taxon considers her throne as a birthright, having come from a family known to produce multiple queens. However, Sumuru makes it clear that in this world, queens are elected and she was duly voted for by her people. Adam persuades her to convince her people to leave the planet with them. He asks for the whereabouts of the men on the planet, and Sumuru immediately takes him to a primitive mine where a large number of men are seen laboring while being supervised by women soldiers. Men are good for work and occasionally for procreation purposes. They are basically miners digging for oil and gas. She emphasizes that men have muscles and not brains. Women, on the other hand, with all the brains on the planet, are good for leadership and government. Adam gets mad at Sumuru for saying this. She insists that men brought the light of death upon them, and her guards join in the chorus. Sumuru forcefully kisses Adam, and Taxon sees this from a distance. Sumuru spares Adam from the mines, then he offers peace, which she claims they have, but he sees the situation as slavery, which prompts Sumuru to punch him in the face, birthing a short fight between them before Dove steps in to rescue Sumuru. Adam gets himself locked up along with Jake. Taxon orders her guards to kidnap Adam and bring him to her. Few moments later, while escorting Adam to his cell, Taxon's guards executes an ambush on them, killing Dove in the process. They surround him while Will runs to his dying sister, who apologizes for failing to protect him, asking Will to notify Sumuru of what happened before she dies. Adam is brought before Taxon, who introduces herself as the living serpent goddess. She claims to have liberated him from Sumuru. Obviously, Taxon is interested in Adam's guns and weapons. She entices him to join forces with her to defeat the blasphemous Sumuru. But Adam begins to wonder if it is a religious crusade or a personal beef. According to Taxon, Sumuru believes in the ways of science, and science is the god of man and man kills. She gives her own understanding of how the planet originated. Taxon further entices him to join her in ruling Antares together. She attempts to seduce him, but something gets his attention. It's a view screen surrounded with snakes. Adam kills one of them, much to her dissatisfaction, but pardons him from the death penalty for killing her snake. Taxon kisses Adam, and while at it, he presses a button on his watch, causing an instant display of numbers on the view screen. This fascinates Taxon. She wants Adam's magic and now wants it by force, but Adam incapacitates her, prompting Taxon to call out to her guards. But unfortunately, it's Sumuru and Jake who show up disguised as Taxon's guards. They both contest the right to the males, accusing each other of breaking the law. Sumuru knocks Taxon out, and they begin to escape her castle. They reunite with Sumuru's guards, and together they make their way out. Sumuru informs them of a burnt zone which houses an ancient relic, obviously in the shape of a spaceship where her people once fled from. She shows them her queen necklace, which has a spaceship embedded inside of it. Shadows are spotted, and it's Taxon's guards approaching. They take cover, after which Will finds a tunnel leading to the prison where a lot of males are incarcerated. They proceed to liberate the prisoners as Adam grabs his gun and fires at Taxon's guards. Everyone is successfully rescued and they make their way outside. Taxon mobilizes more guards and goes after them. Jake, Adam, Will, and Sumuru eventually locate the old abandoned starship, which happens to be functional. Adam finally convinces Sumuru to speak to her people so they can be rescued. Taxon and her guards arrive the ship, opening fire at them. She later engages Sumuru in a fierce battle but gets knocked out by the brave queen. A few moments later, she gets back up and is finished off by Adam. The spaceship takes off in mid-air. They spot Sumuru's people and eventually descend to rescue them. After everyone boards the ship, the giant snake shows up and begins to ram the spaceship, but is later killed by the flames from the thrusters of the ship as they zoom into the sky. Jake teaches Will how to fly a spaceship, and shortly after, he hears his dog barking and runs to meet his pet. Will is incredibly happy to see his dog. In the end, Adam and Sumuru stare at the universe, certain it's theirs for the taking. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated for more contents like this. Thanks for watching.